Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Adulting with Addie. I am Addie Buckley Burnell, the Associate Director of Career Development in the University Career Center, and I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about something that means a lot to me, and that is goal setting. All right, so when it comes to goals, I think it's something that we all do without thinking about it. We all have goals that we have set for ourselves that we have achieved, and maybe some that we forget about. The greatest example, of course, will be your New Year's resolutions. I think of those as goals that we tend to neglect over time. But goals are something that I feel very passionate about. I think it's something that we all need to have, and we should always be working towards something. You know, as students, one of the things that we tend to focus on for goals is where we go to school or, getting a certain grade in a class. And those are really important goals to have. But once you graduate or once you get out into a professional setting, things change quite a bit. Time starts moving real fast, and the goals that you may set for yourself can kind of be forgotten if they are not, set as a priority. And so I really want to help you in not only setting goals, but understanding how to make them achievable. So, when you are in your typical life, having a goal set should always be something that's on your forefront. I don't think that anyone should be without at least some goals, both short term and long term. When you're in a professional setting, you most certainly should have some goals going. Now, the key for goal setting is going to be setting a goal that, that's not too crazy. It's okay if it's a little far-fetched, as long as you're working towards something. We should all be working towards something at all points. So be working towards something. The only type of goal that I don't really recommend people have is, a timeline for when they get married or have kids. That's the type of thing that I feel if you put too much pressure on that, you may make it less attainable. All right. So when you think about your goals, make sure that they're things that you can work toward achieving. All right. The second step is having an idea of when you want to achieve this goal. All right. Now, it doesn't have to be so dead set as far as I want to have this happen by this date and this time, but maybe within the next couple of years or within the next 5 years, I would like to have achieved this goal. That's certainly something that you can be thinking about. Write it down. You are more likely to achieve a goal if it's written down. All right. So make sure that you are writing down your goals, that you are actually working toward them. So when you have a goal set, have some idea as far as the steps it will take to get to that goal. So you'll hear about things like SMART goals, and that can be really helpful for some. But I really just encourage you to have some idea of what the goals might be, something that you can do today to start working toward that goal. Have it written down and have it visible. However, to me, the most important part of a goal is to make sure that it's something that can change, that you are flexible with. We all might have a goal when we first come out of school with what we want to do, and then after your first job, that might change up. Life has a great way of impacting our goals and changing the plan. And so being flexible enough to adapt. All right, so I'll tell you for myself, I've had a lot of goals in my life. I have achieved most of them, all right? But I will say that the only way that I would feel satisfied in achieving them is within the fact that I have adapted them to my current situation. All right, so when I first graduated with my master's degree, I have a master's degree in counseling. I really had set out for myself to become a licensed professional counselor, to work in a mental health field, and to eventually go back and get my counseling psychology PhD. All right. And these are definitely realistic goals for somebody with a master's degree in counseling. I've always done well in school. All that's been no problem. However, I set out, my first job in my field was in career counseling. And in that job, I realized I liked that even more. All right. I realized that I liked seeing that outcome. So my goal that I had set for myself of being in mental health counseling adapted or changed to going into career counseling. I still was able to go on and get my license. I love what I do every day. My goal for going from a PhD in counseling psychology also shifted with these changes. When my first child was born and had some medical concerns, I realized that the job that I have can't be more pulling on my life than my personal life. And oftentimes with mental health counseling, it can be. And I did not want to have that pull. So for me, my goal of achieving my PhD in counseling psychology adapted over time as well and became now what I'm working toward, a PhD in adult education. So same type of goal. I am currently working toward that goal. It may have been delayed over time. It may have adapted to life and the situations that have come, but it's still working toward that goal, and it's something that I'm still planning on achieving. Starting my dissertation this summer. So always be working toward it, but being open to what life throws at you and being willing to adapt these goals depending on the situation. To me, the best way to get a goal achieved is by writing it down, making yourself accountable to that. So include somebody else in that discussion, have an accountability partner, or have somebody in your life that's going to make sure that you don't forget about it. For me, that person has always been my husband, but there are other people, your parents, your friends, whoever that might be. Even posting on something like social media, actually studies have shown it makes you more accountable to achieving something, and that might be your way of being accountable. But taking advantage of every opportunity to better yourself, better your life, whether that be a training, whether it be a class, an internship, seek those opportunities. If you just sit back and wait for opportunities to present themselves, of course some might, but more likely you are if you actually go out and seek opportunity. So don't just sit back and be a bystander in your life. Go out, ask for the things you want. If you want more responsibilities, if you want a raise, if you want a new position, ask for it. So don't be afraid to ask for opportunities. Don't be afraid to seek opportunities, and always be learning. Through those opportunities, you may be learning about the things that you love. Through those opportunities, you may be learning about things you hate. But it's really essential that you know what it is that you're looking for, and adjusting what that is depending on the scenario. So set a goal for yourself, be willing to change it, seek opportunities to help you get to that goal. Write that goal down and have somebody holding you accountable, and you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. Dreams don't work unless you do, and so make sure that your dreams are actually becoming your goals. Your goals are becoming a plan, and that plan, make sure that's adjusting to your situation. Don't let things hold you back too long, and always be stepping toward what you need. Just a little piece of advice from me to you. I'm hoping that is helpful to some of you right now, where life may not be taking you down the path that you were expecting, but that doesn't mean it's on a great path. So please be patient, let life take you where you need to go, and always be looking for those opportunities to advance yourself. Hope that was helpful for you guys. Latest edition of Adulting with Addye. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you soon.